Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerials podcast, now with the Digitant Network. Thanks so much for joining me and tuning in. If you haven't yet, please check out the Artist Entrepreneur podcast. I co-host it with Noah Dock and Amanda Ritchie. Join us as we navigate our artistic businesses. And just announced, I'll be at NECA, the New England Center for Circus Arts, January the 2nd through the 4th. So it's a silks immersion, 11 hours of silks on their 30 foot plus ceilings. If you want to start the year off with some serious training, let's get your mittens and your coat and let's go to Vermont and train. All right. If you guys are interested, my comprehensive online course for beginner to intermediate silks, anywhere you are in the world, check that out. And then Aerial Rehab is an online course. If you are coming back from pregnancy, injury, or surgery, it is meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. I'm teaching all over the place this fall, and check it out, and let's get started. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I just came home from work, and I like to podcast at this time, and then I go pick up my kid, and then I go to my other job. So it's like that. Where does this find you? Where are you at?
I am in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, yes. Are you cold yet?
It comes and goes. Right now, I'm not cold because I'm both nap trapped by my baby and both my cats.
Baby is right now sleeping on your chest?
Yeah, well, on my lap on the nursing pillow, and then one cat's also on the nursing pillow, and then one cat is between my legs. It's very cozy.
This is literally the posture of recording for this podcast.
Yeah. I was going to get up and try to put the baby in the bassinet, and as soon as I moved them, their eyes were flaring, and I was like, no, I'll just stay. And then the cats joined me, and I was like, well, clearly I'm not moving now.
You're not moving. So when my bean was, how old is your baby?
11 weeks.
11 weeks. Oh my God, you're in the thick of it. So there was at one point where if you moved a muscle, slight movement. I'm not talking about even changing your position in the same seat. I'm talking about a muscle twitch. She would wake up.
Oh no.
So and then sometimes she wouldn't fall asleep if you would even sit down. It would be only if I was standing or if her papa was standing. Mm-hmm. So we'd rock her to sleep, and it's already 2:00 in the morning.
Right, of course.
And there was one night Asa rocked her to sleep and would take a full minute or two to walk to the couch, which was 2 feet away. He would move in that small decimals of movement just to sit down.
Yeah.
What's what's up with that? Does your kid do that?
They're not so bad if you get them into a deep sleep. I'm just starting to figure out, I think, and maybe they're starting to actually have some patterns, ways to work with them. So I think if I get them really asleep to the point where, you lift an arm and it just falls, then I can transfer them. But otherwise, if they're just barely asleep and it's time for lunch or whatever, and I'm trying to get up, no dice, they're going to wake.
They used to say that all the sleep trainings were you have to wait till they're sleeping so that you pull up their arm and they drop it. I was like, do you, am I trying to risk my own life by lifting her arm? No, you lost your mind.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm not touching her. So Jade, is this your first baby?
This is my first.
Oh my God. How are you feeling today?
Today's been an emotional one. I don't know why. It just comes and goes.
Mm-hmm. It does come and go.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking about daycare and how I don't want to send them ever. But
Now, what is the situation? Do you have a regular job that you have to return to at some point?
I do. And I'm very lucky in that I have very generous parental leave. So I have 20 weeks, which is amazing.
Okay.
So I'm about halfway through, but I work as a user experience designer. So I'll be returning in January.
What kind of stuff do you design?
Websites. I work for one company that sells investment advice. So I work on their website. Yeah, it's a good gig. But it's nice being a mom. I didn't expect to like it so much.
Oh, you didn't? Did you want kids before?
I did, but I found my partner, my husband, in my mid late 30s.
Okay.
So I just had a long period of time where I was looking for my person and I didn't find them. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of had this feeling like maybe I'll never find them. And I wanted to find a partner before I had kids. I didn't want to do it solo.
Right.
So I just started to think like maybe this won't happen, and maybe try to convince myself that I didn't want it to happen in case it didn't happen.
Right. So you wouldn't be so disappointed in life.
Right.
Yeah. Me too. Like I went through a divorce at 37, and then what I like to call panic dating. Mm-hmm. Until I found my partner at the age of 40. So how old are you now? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm going to turn 39 in January.
39 in January. Do you feel like you're going to have a nervous breakdown before 40?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's good.
I am lucky in that I have many family members and peers who are older and able. So my parents had me older. So my dad is, I guess 79, or will be 79, and my mom's 76. And they're very, active and hiking and, just get around and don't look their age. And then I have a lot of good friends in my aerial community who are in their 50s and 60s and are just still total badasses.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah. Actually, my good friend is turning 50 today. And I feel like if you asked almost any aerialist in Madison, like, who's the most badass one, they would say her. If you can be like love when you're 50, then, then 50 is nothing to be afraid of.
Oh my God. I keep on thinking, I have this new client. They're both 60 years old. And I was thinking they're in Wisconsin, but they are not. I was like, oh my God, wouldn't that be crazy if you knew who they were?
If you know anyone in Madison, I might very well like.
Yes, right,
I know them,
right. But. If they're aerialists, for sure. Like I have people that are like, yeah, will you train us? I don't have anybody around here. I'm 60. I have a rig in my backyard. I was like, oh my God, goals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to turn 50 in a year and a half, and I'm like, I am 100% expecting like a full meltdown on my part, but I keep on talking about it, so maybe if I talk about it, it won't happen.
Yeah,
I don't know. But okay, so wow, let's go back, because this is what people are tuning in for. Because basically, I don't know if you've listened to any of the episodes or listened to a lot of them. We're just trying to get anecdotal, evidence, basically. Like, we're trying to, share our stories so that, other people that come behind us in the mothering will not be as, scared and alone in this. So you met your partner, and was it like, let's get busy, we're running out of time?
A little bit.
Okay.
In that, we didn't want to rush things, and I don't think we did. It felt like the appropriate speed in that way that, you might have dated someone in your early 20s for 5 years. And it was good that you took that long, because it turns out that they weren't actually your person.
Right. Or a complete psychopath also.
Right. But once you've kind of, been around the block for a while, you kind of know what you're looking for. And you're like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. It just took me 15 years to find it.
Yes.
But yeah, pretty much as soon as it felt ready, which was basically as soon as we were married, we're like, okay, let's get on this.
Oh my God. Well, you guys got married. I didn't bother getting married. We started like pulling the goalie. We're like, if we get married, if we get pregnant, it'll be a surprise because like both of us are already 40. Like it can't be that easy to get pregnant. So, yeah. So 9 months into our relationship, we were pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you get pregnant. What is your practice like? Do you teach? Do you train? How long have you been doing it? Where are you at?
Yeah. So I'd say, I don't know how to classify myself, a very, very avid, mostly non-professional.
Okay, so we call you an advanced hobbyist. That's the wording we used recently. I don't know who we is, but yes, advanced hobbyist.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm part of an aerial collective called Cycropia Aerial Dance, which is one of the longest running aerial dance troupes. They've been going since 1989.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super cool. Really quirky thing we have here in Madison. So I'm part of that group. We put on 2 big shows a year and a couple more student-focused shows. And then we're hired out for occasional, gigs for corporate events and whatnot, where we just,
nice.
do ambient aerial, and we have some stilt walkers and, goof around. So like pretty involved. I was working on our spring show, which we actually did an even bigger show than we usually do. Normally it's more of a variety show where, pretty typical, here's a piece. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to tie it all together with more of a storyline. So I was one of the co-directors on that, and I danced in the show, including at 22 weeks pregnant, doing a rope solo, which was very challenging.
Doing a rope solo, so 22 weeks. So you're feeling pretty good. Were you nauseous during that time?
I am super fortunate, and I was never super nauseous, like somewhat, but I never threw up, which is great because I hate throwing up just about more than anything.
Yeah.
But it was rough. I did the same piece before I was pregnant, basically right before I was pregnant in early December. And I just had to modify it a ton to make it work for the spring show. And it was definitely just, so much harder. I really had to scale it back. And in hindsight, I think what I would have rather done was pick an easier apparatus like Lyra. Rather than make it work on rope.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a lot. That's expecting a lot there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I did it and it was fine. And I think, I had a lot of grace because I was pregnant, and, audience members, they don't necessarily know, but they're like, oh my gosh, there's a pregnant woman doing this stuff up in the air.
Well, did you look pregnant?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just badass category, in the category of badass. And so how long did you go? Like, how long did you continue training?
Yeah. So I did a little bit of aerial, probably up through 7-ish months.
Okay.
I had another show at like 6 months, but it was very much easier. I didn't have to do much. I basically got on an apparatus and made some shapes and got off. So it was a much easier than a rope situation. But I did other training basically to the last day. So I am also a swimmer. I've been doing that my whole life, and I train handstands. So wow. I did handstands up through week 40, and do this like boot camp training, which is alternating bike and weight training. So I did that up till my last week too.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased with it. Although, again, everything was so much harder. And what I really didn't expect was how hard swimming would be, just because of the reduced lung capacity and, all that extra blood you're pumping around.
Let's talk more about that, because I know nothing about swimming. I would drown if they put me in a pool that I couldn't stand in. So, like when it just comes to your like complete, just your stamina,
Yeah, just like toast. I mean, so again, I've swam my whole life. I was a swimmer in college, Division 3, so not. They literally let anyone on the team, but I had been swimming my whole life. So yeah, confident swimmer. Pre-pregnancy, I swim in a lane with a master's team, and we usually go a minute 30 for hundreds. That's like a comfortable interval. That's a little challenging, but very doable, right? I could do that for a long time.
So how many laps are you training on a regular day?
Yeah, well, so I just do twice a week and about 3,500 yards, which is, let's see, 1,000 yards is 40 lengths of the pool. So like 120, 140 lengths of the pool.
Oh my God. That's a regular workout?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, again, I've been doing this since I was
I mean, I know. So. It's like we twirl from the air and like blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, that is nothing to me compared to swimming however many lengths of the pool. Like I would die. But I don't have that type of fitness. That is not my fitness. So, okay. So when it comes to like just like fatigue and stamina, the swimming was really tough.
So
over time.
Yeah. So just go in so much slower. So again, if I was doing 130 pace for 100 yards, pre-pregnancy, while I was pregnant, it was like 2 minutes, like a really drastic decrease in what I could do. And the yardage, if I was doing 3,500 yards, I was probably doing more like 2,500. That was plenty. So just couldn't do as much.
Oh my God.
Really tired.
So what I'm thinking right now, because I always bring this podcast right back to me, because I'm such a narcissist about it, is I'm thinking to myself, how niche would it be if there was a pregnancy swimming podcast out there? That would be crazy that anybody even listen to that. I'm like, wait, I have something called the Expecting Aerialist.
I think yours would be more niche.
Exactly. Like, why do I think that would be crazy? That would be like an Expecting Swimmer podcast. It is more niche, but at the same time, I feel like there's so much to talk about, and there's so many people I can talk to. It's literally endless. Yeah, still endless. Okay, so you swam, you did aerial, you were very active through your entire pregnancy. Did you have any complications at all? Anything that would even be in that category?
Yes, it's not a lot, but again, any bleeding when you're pregnant is terrifying. So I go to the ER and 3 a.m. before the day before my work conference starts. And they're pretty unhelpful. They do eventually tell me that baby is fine, but it's like 3 hours of me sitting there before they even tell me that much. So stressful. And then when I get back home and go to my OBGYN, they're like, oh yeah, cervical polyp, no big deal. We'll just pluck it out. But it was a little scary because I was trying to be, informed and well-researched. And there's just, the polyps are common, but they're not that common in pregnancy. So I was just trying to, find studies about them, and there were not very many, and mixed results about whether you should take them out or you should leave them. So I talked to a number of doctors that I interacted with for other appointments, asking, what would you do? And unanimously, they're just like, take it out. It'll be fine. So we did, and it was fine.
I am right now writing the words cervical polyp on my list of questions to ask the doctor I bring on all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because what the hell? Never heard of that. Honestly, I've had this podcast now for 5 years, and I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. Again, I think it's not that common in pregnancy, but not that uncommon otherwise. But there's different kinds, and I won't be able to speak to it a whole bunch, especially because I'm the kind of person who researched something and then I know it for that moment, and then as soon as I don't need it anymore. Yep,
right,
exactly. Right. But basically, it's like a little bit of blood and flesh that kind of gets out of where it's supposed to be. and can protrude. So my polyp was large enough to protrude.
Okay.
So it was fairly sizable. Sometimes they're much smaller, but generally they're very easy to get rid of. They just basically take a little lasso to
cut off the blood supply, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And they all assured me that it wouldn't hurt, and they were right. It didn't hurt. It was very easy. It didn't bleed much. It really was quite simple of a procedure. But when you're going into it and you don't know, and you're looking at these studies that say, you know, women with polyps have an increased chance of miscarriage, and you know, all this stuff, then you worry.
Oh my God. You can have polyps all in your body. Like, for example, this is why we get colonoscopies, right? Because there can be polyps in our colon and up and down the tract and stuff. And every time I talk about a polyp, the one image that comes in my mind, this is so disgusting, is Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things?
I haven't. I of course know about the show, but
season, what is it? Season 3, there's this flesh monster that's made of flesh.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a fleshy, bloody, pussy monster.
Yeah.
And this is what I think of every time I think of a polyp. Is Stranger Things season 3.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to see it when they pulled it out, and yeah, it's just like
oh my God, are you one of those people too who wants to see it? I do too. I'm like that person.
Not always. It depends. I did want to see the placenta, and I did want to see the polyp. But,
did they show you the placenta?
Oh yes.
What did it look like? Just bloody pancake.
Yeah, big old gnarly organ. It's pretty cool.
Oh, so I think I've told this story before. My friend Sarah, she had this like abscess in the back of her like esophagus.
Oof.
She got sick. She had strep throat, and it just like pussed out, right? And like she had to go to the ER, and they had to drain it. And this is like on a group thread. And she was telling about the whole thing, the whole, you know, like blow for blow, the whole situation. And of course it was me. I was like, can you show us? Because they drained it. And she's like, and then my other friends are like, not on this thread. So like separately, she like sent me a picture of like, it was just in a, what is it called? Like the needle, but the opposite where they pull it out, where they.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just that. And she showed it to me. I was like, oh my God, thank you. I just want to look at it.
It's, I don't know. I'm really terrible about blood, like injuries.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Those things seemed fine and interesting.
It's kind of grody, but it's cool too. Okay, so you had a cervical polyp that got taken care of. And then did the labor go to plan, if you had a plan? It
did. Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing is ever perfect, right? But it was pretty close to plan. We were hoping for unmedicated vaginal delivery with minimal intervention.
Okay.
And we did that.
Ah, all right. So if you are to rate the pain level from 1 to 10.
Yeah. So I had this question before on like a survey.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to say an 8.
Okay. Because you felt like you could have like, you expected worse?
I think it's because of the source of the pain, right? And also maybe reframing to some way.
Okay.
So I did this hypnobirth program.
Oh my God. People talk about this all the time.
Yes.
Like mentally you get into a good space and then you can totally take it.
Yeah. So it was super duper helpful. And just reframing it as discomfort.
Okay.
Or like my aerial group likes to think of things as sensational.
Yes. Okay.
So a lot of reframing. It was the hardest thing I had ever done for sure. And very discomfortable, uncomfortable, sensational.
How long was your labor?
I'd say like moderate for first time. I think we said about 17 hours.
Okay, yeah.
8 p.m. to 1 or 8 p.m. to 1 p.m. the next day. I had a very long pushing phase though, over 4 hours.
Wow.
Which was rough. And third degree tearing, which also was not ideal.
Okay, third degree. Wow, that is, yeah. Third degree, that's as far as it gets, right? Is there fourth and fifth?
There is fourth.
Oh.
There is fourth. So not, and I think there's degrees of third degree, like 3A, 3B.
Oh, yeah.
So I was 3A.
So they didn't do an episiotomy on you? They just...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just tore, because I guess it's very common for first-time births with relatively big babies when you're laboring for a long time. So I'm a pretty small 5'3" woman, and Sky was 8 pounds. So, not huge, but not tiny. I'm about the same size as my mom, and I was 6 pounds. So, she had an easier go of it for sure.
Okay, so did you feel everything? Do you feel like you felt everything?
Oh, yes.
That was happening?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Yeah. No, I could feel everything. I was, the hypnobirthing was really so helpful just for staying calm. So when we got to the hospital, when they were triaging us, the doctor was giving us the whole spiel about prodromal labor and how if you're not far enough along, then, you'll have to go back home. And I think he might have been doing that because he was expecting that we, weren't very far along, because I was very chill. But when he got in there to take a look.
Right. What were you centimeters?
8.
Ah. Oh, so lady is just a badass basically, and you couldn't well, sometimes I feel like that with my clients in a different way. Like, I'm a massage, I do corrective massage, and they'll just be like, fine. They'll look fine.
Right.
But they just have a different way to manage the pain within themselves.
Yeah, it was wild. So I had this slight fear that I might be one of those people who are just like, I seem fine, and then I'm really far along, and then I get there too late. And,
okay.
We were on the phone with my doula as I was in labor, and she was like, let me listen to you talk and go through a contraction, and I'll tell you whether you need to go to the hospital or not. And I was expressing this, like, I know I sound fine, but I think I'm pretty far along. I think we're there. I think I might just be one of these people / with the hypnobirth training, getting kind of more mentally prepared. And she's like, no, I think you can hang out at home a bit longer. Like, you're okay. I'm like, okay. And then at some point I'm like, no, I really think we should go in. Then we go in, and I'm
do you think it's a high pain tolerance that you've had your whole life, or is it really the hypnobirthing you think that?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean,
okay.
I like to think it's really about reframing, because I, for some things, don't have a high pain tolerance, right? I cut my finger chopping something, and this has actually happened before. I used to work in kitchens, and I've had really negative reactions to blood, especially when it's mine. So I've fainted on the job in a kitchen from really not a bad cut at all. I just got in my brain about it and just went down. But again, this was expected, and I knew that it was, pain with a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think just years of being an athlete, right? You know what kind of pain you can push through, right? This is uncomfortable swimming fast for an hour pain versus this is ouch pain that is a signal of damage.
Okay.
So I think it was some of that. But
oh my God, I'm so impressed right now. Because I'm not really that, like, I have a high pain tolerance in some ways, but not in that way. Like, I was like, give me the epidural now. Like, I'm that person where it's like, give me the drugs.
Sure. Totally fair.
But on other things, pain wise, I'll be like, yep, give it to me. Not give it to me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, us as aerialists, we go through this all the time, right? Like, part of our entire brand is that we're proud that we can push through crazy ass things. Oh, this is what I tried the other day. So I saw one of these, like, you know, teenage girls doing this thing where you write crochet on silks. So same side crochet.
Okay.
And then you flex a foot or like sickle it, and then you let your body drop into it. So it's an ankle hang. Mm-hmm. And then you're just it's an open situation. You just hold the tail out with the other hand and you're just hanging there.
Single ankle hang on silks.
Yeah, but there's no lock.
Right. Okay.
There's no lock. So like my ankle is just like completely like, fuck you. And like how many times I tried this thing? Even if like, does my ankle really need to go through that for this one thing? Not because I needed to get it on video. I already had it on video. Like, because it was challenging in a way that I was like pissed off. Mm. So like that is in the territory of like useless pain in a way, right?
Right.
But yeah. I still did it multiple times. You know?
Yeah. I think
I don't know.
Other difference, maybe at least in that case, is feeling like you're in control to some extent, right? Like you were doing that.
Yes, I was doing it on. Yes,
and I mean,
absolutely.
Birth is a little different. You definitely don't feel in control for a lot of it, but at least it's like, I know this is coming. I know why this is happening, as opposed to, I don't know, you throw out your back and it's the worst possible thing. And you start catastrophizing because you're like, will I ever be able to do anything again? It hurts so much right now. I just don't know. I don't know. I think it's so much that brain body connection of like, is this okay pain or is this not okay pain? And I think because of the training was like, this is okay pain. We're going to get through this and we're going to meet baby Sky. And that's very exciting.
Right. Oh my God, you're so smart. You're right. It is about that control. I think that's a huge part of why we put ourselves through the sport that we put ourselves through. Because even though it's all these things, we do feel in control most of the time.
Right.
Like 99% of the time we feel in control. Oh my God, this is why I love these conversations. We could go on and on. Okay, Jade, you are currently, but baby is sleeping, but you are breastfeeding, right?
Yes.
Okay, how is it going? How did it start?
It's going okay.
Okay.
And also is so hard on my body, which is something I don't hear very many people talk about.
Okay, in what way? Because I actually do, but that's because I have a podcast about this.
Yeah, I'm just my upper back and shoulders and wrists and elbow are just so sore. And part of it is just it's really hard to have good ergonomics while breastfeeding. Oh my
God, yes.
Even though I think about it and I'm conscious of it and I'm, body aware, but it's just, it's so hard to make it happen. And I even chatted with a lactation consultant, kind of like showing what we were doing and trying to make it better. But I find either it's a good position for Sky and they have an easy time and they're feeding well, or it's a good position for me. And, of course I'm going to do what's good for Sky. So then I just have wrist pain and back pain and shoulder pain and elbow pain. And I feel a bit like a wreck.
Because you have to prop baby up in a particular way that you cannot figure out a better position for yourself, but to retain the position for her.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I can sometimes kind of loosen up, but I feel like in order to get a good latch, particularly on my left side, I need to do an aggressive sandwich. And I try to kind of add towels under that breast or, more props under that arm to kind of relieve some of the tension. But I feel like we're more successful if I am sandwiching with my hand and I'm kind of winging my arm back, which then gives me...
Oh, so you're still holding onto your boob what she's feeding the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hard.
It's hard. And again, I try to chill out on it, but I feel like it's harder for them to feed when I do that.
Oh my God. In my notes, I'm saying aggressive boob sandwich is in my notes here.
Yeah, I'm just a busty lady, and getting a good latch is still a little challenging. I mean, they're gaining weight well and like eating well, but maybe with not the most ideal mechanics, I guess, for either of us.
Okay, and is breastfeeding the only way baby is eating right now?
Essentially. I mean, we occasionally do bottles of breast milk, if dad's on duty or the few times that we've had babysitters. But
does it... Okay, my kid wouldn't drink anything else except for off my boob. She was a fucking problem at the beginning, I'll say right now. My kid would not sleep. She wouldn't eat. Like, it was all on me for the eating. And it stressed me out because I already have a lot of anxiety, and it upped the ante because if I wasn't there, like I shouldn't have access to her food. Does it feel that way to you or not?
No, I would say for the most part, no. But I prefer to breastfeed rather than to like pump and feed. That just feels more time and more challenging, really. And I like breastfeeding, even though it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's such a lovely
the bonding.
Bond.
Yeah.
And the oxytocin is wonderful and wild.
When they're looking up at you and drinking, and you're looking down at them, I mean, it's just like crazy. You just think like, what is this life?
Right. It's the most wonderful thing for me. And then you've got a cat sitting on
and then
baby.
you've got, well, I didn't have the cat sitting on me as well, but so 2 days ago, my Bean, who's 6 now, she goes, Mommy, I don't understand how there's milk in there before, but there's not milk in there now. And then I tried to explain it, and she gets bored in the explanation because the explanations, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's milk ducts, they're in there, but they don't get activated until you have a baby because there's hormones. She's like, what's hormones? And I'm like, okay, I don't actually even know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then yesterday, I don't know what came out of her, but she like comes up to me and she takes both my boobs and she goes, squish, squish. And I was like, that hurts. Stop.
So you're saying the magic fades.
She's trying to kill me right now. She was a terrorist this morning. I love my kid. It's so great. But she was a terrorist this morning, trying to go to kindergarten. You got 5 minutes. She doesn't have the outfit she wants because Clarissa looks cuter than her in school, and she can't have that.
Oh, gosh. No.
Yes. So, yeah. So I always bring it back to me. So you're doing the thing, but your body is hurting. So I had the same problem because I kind of, we know a lot about our bodies. And I'm like, if I was just able to do some of these restorative yoga poses for, I don't know, a half an hour a day, I would probably be able to combat some of this stuff, just like chest openers. Chest numbers, laying on a roller, letting your pecs open up, letting your upper back like go the other direction, blah, blah, blah. And I know this stuff. You know this stuff. But the reality of doing it on a daily basis is just so hard. At least it was to me.
Yeah, no, it is really hard. And I already feel, so I have prioritized some things that I do on the daily, mostly pelvic floor rehab.
Okay.
So I do feel like I've been very good about getting that in, but it's like, how many things can I add in before all of my free time is taken care of by body, but we still need to like eat and, see friends and have some small bit of life that's not just taking care of an infant. So yeah, it feels daunting, but I agree. Like, I did do an online full body mobility class last week, and it just, it felt so good. But
yeah, but the
can't
reps,
do that all the time.
the amount that you're breastfeeding, if you count up the hours,
Right.
and then you can never even it up, not during that time, because you're
No.
in this terrible posture however many hours a day. And yeah, speaking of that, you have to be able to make the milk. So you have to be able to cook for yourself unless you have somebody cooking for you, which would be wonderful, but many of us don't. So yeah, it's just a hard nut to crack. I mean, during that time, I mean, that's why I feel like amnesia is the only way people have more kids, because the time you're talking about, as magical as it is, like there's just no way to even up the equation, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it's hard. And I don't know how people do a second kid, because this is so hard. Having a toddler running around at the same time, I can't really imagine.
Yeah. I mean, and people do it all the time.
Right.
And I personally think that going from 1 to 2 is crazy. And then I have a friend who just had her 6th or something.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not like they're spread out in age. They're just like bam, 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 bam. I was like, oh my God, you're like a saint. Like, I don't know how you're doing it. So, oh my God, Jade. I love getting interviews with women when they're in the thick of it, because amnesia is so interesting, because all these little details you forget.
Right.
You don't forget it. You knew it happened, but it's not in the front of your mind. You don't remember to talk about it. All the things. So I think it's great for the listeners who are either right in the middle of it as well, or wanting to have kids, or pregnant right now, to hear these stories, because you have a great story. I think by all accounts, it's such a successful perinatal phase, and you're just getting through it.
Just doing the thing.
The thing. Yeah. Do you have any advice for those women out there who might be looking at this down the tunnel?
Looking at the infant stage, or just pregnancy?
Yeah, infant stage, pregnancy, both.
I would say, if you can, accept all the help that you can. I am historically not very good at asking for help. And my partner is much better at it. He's a gregarious social guy who's the best. But we set up our community to help us as much as possible. So we did a meal train, and we trained up some folks to help us with the garden, because I had Sky right at like peak garden time. So we invited folks to come take produce and cook with that for themselves and for us. And that's normally not the kind of thing that I would do, but I think it's helpful to remember that people really like to help. And I don't know, I like helping out with meal trains. It feels like a really concrete thing that I can do to help others. And that was just so key to get us through like our first 6 weeks. People dropped off groceries too, or like, frozen meals that they enjoyed in addition to, fresh home cooked stuff. And that was just so clutch. Just accepting the help and asking for the help, because people do really like to help, and it'll make your life easier if you have a little bit of it.
Oh my God, this is such good advice. Okay, Jade, maybe we'll do a check-in with you when baby's a little older, and then maybe I'll come visit in Madison. I'm always trying to do a tour of the United States and go teach places. So your collective that you guys have over there sounds amazing.
Yeah, there's actually 2 big circus spaces in Madison, which is pretty amazing because it's not a very big town, but we have a thriving circus community. So yeah, definitely come visit.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay, thanks for being with us. Is baby awake yet?
They are still just sleeping.
Chilling.
With my cat full on just butt on their butt. It's very cozy.
I love this. Thank you for your time in this very busy time of your life. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digitent Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is The Expecting Aerialist.